That's my brother, and he's going to be watching my speech and recording it as well because I have no one to hold my phone. So for this presentation, I'm going to demonstrate how to make a ceramic tea set. Now I'm not going to carry it because I don't want it to fall and shatter as I'm recording, and then I lose this and I lose my presentation. So the way you start with art is everything has to be odd numbers. So I have 5 cups and 1 tea set and 1 tray. So the way you want to start is always start with the focal point, the biggest point, which in my case it's the tea set. So the way you do it is you grab a bunch of clay. Actually, let's start with the things you need. You need clay, a pottery wheel, water, and ceramic tools that I don't have on me right now because I'm not in a ceramic classroom. So what you want to do is grab a bunch of clay and you throw it on the wheel, and then after you throw it, you have to make sure it's centered. Try to center it as much as you can. You have to center it while you're working on it, but try to make it as centered as you can while you throw it on there. Then you dip your hands in water and you put your hands on it and step on the pedal and turn on the wheel. The wheel is going to start spinning counterclockwise, and then you're just going to let it go and make sure it's all wet and centered. And once it's fully centered, use your thumbs to put your thumbs in it and open the pot. And once the pot is open enough, you go to leave an inch at the bottom so it holds up like this. You have to make a foot, so you gotta leave space. So once that happens, you use your non-dominant hand to hold the pot so it doesn't collapse because it's gonna be all wet and it's very fragile. And your right hand inside as you shape it. That's how I shaped it. See, it's like this. That's how you shape it. So then, after that is done, you shape the whole thing. You have it ready. You grab a tool that looks like a big string with wooden handles and you just cut it at the bottom. And then you just use tools to carry it and put it on a tray and let it dry out for a bit. While it is drying out, I have to make the handle, which you pull it out of water, and then the spout, which you make on the wheel the same exact way you make the pot, but you have to keep it trimmed at the bottom. So you can attach it and it's opened here. And then I had to make the lid at the same time. So I make sure it matches the size of it because it dries out and it shrinks and you don't want them to be 2 different sizes. After that is over, after they dry for a little bit, you need to cut this open, the pot, and attach the spout to it. And you need to attach the handle to it and make sure the lid fits. So after that is done, you trim it at the bottom and make sure it's perfectly, or perfect to you, whatever perfect it is. Some artists prefer a messy ending, call it perfect. Same way with the cups, that's how you make the cups. You pull it and then you trim it and then you leave them dry. Once they dry, you put them in the kiln. I think the kiln takes a full day, and once the kiln is over, they come out and they're white. That's what color they are when they come out, and they're rough, they're not smooth, you can hear it. And then once they're out, you use glaze on top of them. Now glaze is not always the same color as you see it. It changes color after it's fired. So then you put it around. In this one, I want it to be really, really, really smooth. So I put 7 layers of glaze, which is a lot. It made it really thick up here. But I put 7 layers of glaze and then I fired it again in the kiln. And then you get the ceramic tea set. So that's how you get a ceramic tea set. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and yeah. So we're adding this part in because we forgot to add it in the recording, hence the different outfit. All right, go ahead, you can ask me the 2 questions.
So my first question is, how long did it take you to finish the project?
So believe it or not, it took me 2 months, almost 3 months actually. Yeah, because it took time to dry, and then time for the kiln, and time for glazing, and so on.
My last question is, what are some challenges you got to face during the making of the project?
So challenges that I faced during it was making sure all the cups look identical, because making them identical on the wheel was not easy since I am personally not a professional and I was just learning. It was my first real project.
All right, thank you very much.
Yep.